turned out to be a good pick, Parker. Thank you. Now new tonight at 9, train derailments and toxic spills have fueled nightmares for some towns across the country.
A lot of those recent crashes have led to hearings on Capitol Hill, even focusing on rail carriers and their safety inspections. In this special Fox 49 investigation, I look at the toxic chemicals rolling through our towns in the Ozarks. I also learned in most instances, officials and communities along the way may never know what's on the rails until a derailment happens.
I would say the tracks are right here. You can see them going across here.
For a lot of people across the Ozarks, having a house by the rails is a way of life.
And we actually love it, living here. I mean, we don't have neighbors. And when I'm out mowing and stuff, they'll wave at us.
And for some business owners,
the guys are always out here working, and it's just loud, you know, which is expected.
Being near the tracks is part of a day's work.
Just I figure it's everyday stuff, but you know, no, nothing bothers us.
Out of sight and out of mind for many people, where the roaring BNSF locomotives and clanging rail cars become background noise. But the railroads and highways and what's rolling along them are on the minds of emergency agencies.
Yeah, there's been rail going through Springfield for hundreds of years, and as long as there's been rail, there's been a potential for incidents.
Sites like this fiery Norfolk Southern derailment in East Palestine, Ohio earlier this year are a reminder anything can happen when equipment malfunctions and toxic chemicals leave the rails, spilling into cities or countrysides.
A lot of commodities are moved by rail. It's relatively safe compared to how many incidents we see on the highway, but when something big happens, it gets a lot of attention. But we do take these events, we study them, and we incorporate them into our training drills because we know it's a possibility because it's happened.
There's always times you wonder if something's going to happen, but for the most part, you know, to me it just seemed weird that you never really heard about it, and then all of a sudden, just one after the other after the other.
Using data from BNSF, Fox 49 Investigates found that thousands of its rail cars roll through southwest Missouri every day carrying potentially hazardous material, things like acid, fertilizer, propane, oil, and other fuel like diesel and gasoline.
The number one commodity going up and down the road these days is fuel, and most people don't think of that as a hazardous materials concern, but 40,000 gallons of fuel or diesel fuel burning or spilling is a serious risk to the community.
Fox 49 Investigates also discovered local agencies are informed what type of cargo in general comes through on trains and trucks, but there is no system in place to inform them each time specific hazardous materials roll through. Emergency agencies rely on the railroad companies to tell them what's in the cars if and after a derailment occurs.
Somebody knows, and we rely heavily on those folks.
The Springfield Fire Department has a hazmat mitigation team that regularly trains for situations.
I mean, we try to maintain a high level of seriousness in our preparation and not to be complacent.
Firefighters use simulated cargo spills to prepare for a real incident.
Honestly, it's more than just a plan, but it's absolutely critical that we consider these events well before they happen.
And as the biggest agency in the area, Springfield's crew would be called on to respond to a hazardous derailment in a smaller town nearby.
I think that, if that's the case and everything's, if they're here to help us out if something like that does happen, that's good for us. Have them respond in a timely manner and make sure everybody's taken care of, then yeah, I think that's a really good thing.
I mean, we think it's a good idea. It helps them know that they're out looking out for us and kind of protecting us out.
So we would always advise the community to be risk-minded, but to live your life and to go on about your business and commerce and leisure, because we can't constantly live in fear.
And the fire department there telling me for folks who work or live near train tracks, they should prepare ahead of time like they would do for the possibility of fires or severe weather. Always be aware and have a plan to escape in place.